Good evening on TV47 News Tonight. Bodies of two missing men have been recovered murdered in Murang'a and Thika. One more body is yet to be identified. Parliament adjourns sittings to next month after 2 days of heated debate on the bill. Emotions ran high for the second day.
John Buddy, you've not stepped in law school, so just allow me.
I am not a COVID millionaire, but I am generous to everyone. David Murathe says. Murathe linked DP Ruto's allies to the scandal. Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter. Good evening, I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, the bodies of two of the four men who went missing in Kitengela, Kajiado County on April 19th have been found in different public mortuaries. The body of Elijah Obuang was identified by close relatives at a mortuary in Murang'a County. Hours after that of Benjamin Imbai was identified by relatives and friends at the Thika Level 5 Hospital mortuary. David Mudoka has the details.
After days of a relentless search for four friends who mysteriously went missing in the broad daylight of 19th April outside an entertainment joint in Kitengela, Kajiado County, two bodies of the four were discovered today at separate public mortuaries. This, as another body suspected to be of one of the four, was also found this afternoon by miners along the banks of River Mathioya in Murang'a, tucked in a gunny bag. The river has now been turned into an active crime scene, days after sand harvesters found another body in a gunny bag along the nearby Mukungai River, which was today identified as that of Elijah Obuang, one of the four men who disappeared in Kitengela by relatives.
Tujui chenye kinaendelea eneo hili kwa sababu huyo ni mtu wa tano kutoka Disemba. Wengine tulitoa pale kwa daraja ya River Mukungai. Sasa huyu wa tano tumemtoa hapa kwa River Mathioya, daraja ya kwenda Gotv.
And as the relatives of Obuang grapple with the devastating discovery of the body of their kin, which since April 20th lay unclaimed at the Murang'a government mortuary, miles away at the Thika Level 5 Hospital mortuary, family and friends of Benjamin Imbai also identified the body of their kin at the General Cargo Funeral Home. The family is said to have used slain Imbai's beards and a tattoo to identify him after his body was collected from a thicket in the area. The search for the other missing man is ongoing ahead of a post-mortem examination to establish the cause of death for the three. The four men, believed to work in the car hire business, went missing after an afternoon of merrymaking outside Club Nkare in Kitengela. The four, Benjamin Imbai, Elijah Obuang, Jack Ocheng and Brian Oduor, are reported to have left in a white Toyota Mark X car, only for the vehicle to be found outside the club a day later, prompting the launch of investigations into their disappearance. In recent days, shocking revelations into the lives of the four have surfaced, with reports indicating that some have rubbed off with law enforcers on numerous occasions. Among them is 30-year-old Imbai, who was last year in January arrested alongside 6 other men for being a member of a notorious gang which robbed a man of 900,000 shillings in Buruburu Estate. At the time of his death, he was facing a robbery case at the Kibra Law Courts, while another one was at Mavoko Law Courts. Prior to the puzzling disappearances, police were also investigating Brian Oduor after a motorcycle he sold to a minor was involved in a fatal accident. While no arrests relating to the feared abductions and killings have been made days later, police are pursuing several leads, among them the possibility of a deal gone sour involving the four bosom friends. David Mudoka, TV47.
Jubilee Vice Chairman David Murathe has denied any links with KEMSA scandal. Appearing before the National Assembly's Public Investment Committee, Murathe said he only guaranteed Kilig Limited, which was owned by his friend. And as Elizabeth Mutuku now reports, Murathe alleged that Deputy President William Ruto's business allies were part of the signatories in one of the banks linked to Kilig Limited.
The Public Investments Committee grilling session today witnessed a heated debate with members Babu Owino and Rashid Kassim exchanging bitter words over KEMSA scandal and involvements of bigwigs in the scandal.
You're not aware?
No.
That 4 billion shillings is not a small amount, it is the entire
Chairman,
budget.
point of order. Chairman, we are out of order.
Specifically to
we should not be here just to dismiss the name of a person, Mr. Chair. Mr. Rashid is asking a question based on the fact that a business was done worth 4 billion that wasn't done. He is out of order.
He is not out of order.
The intention even to commit a crime is not a crime in itself.
Honorable Babu.
Chairman, Honorable Rashid is out of order.
No, Honorable Babu.
He's already perceiving Honorable Murathe as being guilty, yet he's not. There was no supply that was made.
Honorable Babu.
Kenyans should know that.
Honorable Babu. No, Rashid just...
Appearing before the committee, Jubilee Party Vice Chairman David Murathe alleged that Deputy President's business associates were involved in Kilig Limited, a company which was awarded a 4 billion shillings tender.
And it is incumbent on this committee
yes,
to go
by all means.
Find out who are the signatories of that committee. And you will find that they are non-business associates of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Hold on. It's because the current director of this company has indicated the intention that they might want to take the path of suing KEMSA. It is our interest to protect any state investment that is there.
Members of Parliament keen to establish why Murathe was a signatory to Kilig Limited and the benefits he was to accrue from the 4 billion shillings tender, a company now solely owned by 25-year-old Ivy Onyango.
Point of order, Chair.
Okay, let me continue.
Point of order.
Let me continue.
Please,
Rashid,
point of order.
You'll continue.
You indicated.
Point of order, Chair.
There's no
Rashid,
value.
you'll continue.
There's
I will
value.
allow you later on, Babu. Yes.
Can you confirm that you had no value, you had no stake, you have no benefit in guaranteeing this? Can you confirm?
Advocate Wilbrod Gashoka, one of the then directors of Kilig, was hard pressed by members of Parliament on how he remained a signatory in Kilig despite of transferring the company to Collins Bush Wanjala and Ivy Minyo Onyango.
And got in a letter of 450,000, and you are still up to now telling us that you do not know where that figure is coming from.
Chairman, just to answer your question, the commitment letter, as is referred to, commitment letter was to bring your goods and we begin a procurement process. So it was a commitment to begin a procurement process if you bring the goods. It is not a procurement process. It is not a commitment letter to buy. It is not...
Chairman, yes. You got a commitment letter to supply these items. Yet after 1 week, you sell the company. I'm asking, that does not make any sense. And I've asked, why should you sell this company at this time? And why do you resign at that time? I just get a favorable response before we go to the other questions.
You had sold the company. You had given up the company. You have forgotten about that company. You are not part of it. And whereas you have resigned, you still tell us in paragraph 7, for example, that you know that Ivy was nominated to issue a professional check. How do you know? You're not part of that company.
The KEMSA scandal probe seems not to be ending anytime soon, with witnesses mentioning more prominent people in the government. The Public Investment Committee said to invite these people next week. Elizabeth Mutuku, TV47 Nairobi.
To some politics now, and both houses of parliament have adjourned their sittings to next month to conclude the debate on the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020. This is after 2 days of heated debates in both houses and evident split within ODM. Josh Onsare tells us more.
second day of the BBI bill debate in both houses of parliament, members took to stage to discuss the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, with joint JLAC leaders zealing the possibility of amending the bill before it goes for a referendum.
Ultimate recommendation of this report is that both houses approve the bill without amendments. And that is in page 169. If you read the entirety of this report, where we have identified pitfalls, we have suggested how you overcome them.
The bill that was read before the Senate was amending Article 97, sub-Article 3. So clearly, Mr. Speaker, we did make an observation that there were differences in terms of what was being amended on the bill that was read in the National Assembly and the one that was read before the Senate.
The proponents of PBI stood to support the bill, with MPs allied to Deputy President William Ruto opposing the bill.
And therefore we, as a people who have been given the mandate to lead, must always tell the truth that this is a document that is reflective of the wishes and aspirations of the Kenyan people, Honorable Speaker.
We must understand where we are coming from. Because I see from a number of submissions or speeches, people are forgetting where this country is coming from.
That in terms of priority, we have gotten our priorities upside down. The people of Nyeri, where I come from, have no business supporting these constitutional amendments because of discrimination. They were discriminated upon because when the BBI proponents went to seek views, they did not tell them to give views about creating extra constituencies.
I understand why the chair was struggling. He was struggling, Mr. Speaker, because he was saying, we will leave that to interpretation. Let Parliament, when it comes, Mr. Speaker, why would we put ourselves in this kind of situation where we are amending the Constitution knowing too well that, Mr. Speaker, most of the provisions of the Constitution are assaulting the basic structure and the foundation of the Constitution? Why would we do that? So that then a few people can achieve their political objectives, Mr. Speaker, at the expense of the principles and values of the country.
The politics of factions dominated the House during the debate. The discord in the Orange Party, ODM, were also evident during the sittings. ODM Chair John Mbadi had argued that an amendment cannot be unconstitutional, especially coming from a popular initiative.
Now, what we have done, and professors of law like John Mbadi is saying it's not true, but that is okay because that is your view. I am talking about the law. John Mbadi, you've not stepped in law school, so just allow me. Now, the thing...
Drama was also witnessed in the standoff between Majority Leader Amos Kimunya and nominated MP Cecil Mbarire during the sittings.
To speak about the real issue today, Mr. Speaker, can the Leader of Majority just let me contribute without interrupting me?
There's a point of order.
And proceeds. No, and proceeds to tell us about Corona, which is not included in this bill. Is she in order to mislead this House that
the National Assembly and Senate will resume on Tuesday on 4th May and the 11th May respectively to resume the debate and possibly vote for or against the bill. Joash Onsare, TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Josh Onsare, for that report. Keep talking to us. Send us a message on 22047. Your opinion counts. Let me read some of your feedback. Eric Ndungu says, following live from Meru, awaiting the outcome of the unending KEMSA scandal. Edwin on Facebook says, following live. Enos Omodi says, following TV47 News at 9 p.m. Keep talking to us. Time for us to take a short break. Stay tuned.
The country gears up for possible BBI referendum and 2022 general elections.
As the salvos enter too familiar territory,
William Ruto will serve his 5 years term as the deputy president.
Pundits Night is here to give you
The mountain can produce a canopy.
Give Moses Kuria a chance to respond. Let me ask you this. Are you not taking advantage of first my situation?
You talk about the people with the ultimate power.
Kikuyus will vote for somebody from outside their community to be the next president of this country.
We talk to the newsmakers, the opinion shapers, and the pundits.
Fair enough. I believe
as we dissect everything you need to know to make an informed decision.
Oh, hi. It's not what you're thinking. It's a cup of coffee. Coffee, movie. Together, coffee with movie. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. on TV47, where we bring you interesting, enticing people. Well, we've concentrated on musicians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Producers.
So now I manage, because telemanagement and events management, I think was my passion.
Right about now, we want to go beyond to the counties and to other countries. I'll see you. Let the sun stand still like Joshua time for 3 hours, but this time for only 1 hour. We bring you coffee with movie. Interesting, enticing guests. I'll see you. Tunaweza anza tuna Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, twende Uganda, Magufuli Land, TZ, you never know. It is coffee with movie. Jua unaweza enda sasa.
Okay. Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongee zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 hash utunukiwe Credo double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Welcome to Nairobi Christian Center Bahati. We are an Assemblies of God Church under Reverend Fred Gitahi as a senior pastor. We are located at Bahati, Makadara area in Nairobi. We run a virtual church service with online services every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. as well as the children's services from 10 a.m., teens and youth services every Saturday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. respectively. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nairobi Christian Center Bahati and on YouTube Nairobi Christian Center. Be blessed.
Candace, what's that?
I brought you a small bonus.
Bonus for what?
You got us 299 family dinners, 64 kisses on the cheek, 12 road trips to see grandma, 42 jokes from daddy, 49 laughs from mommy.
In over 60 years of dealing with numbers, we've learned that the numbers that matter the most to you are the ones that matter the most to us. NCBA Bank. Go for it.
At NCBA, we can tailor-make your SME business solution to suit your business. It's what we have done for over 50,000 businesses so far.
50,000? Mommy, that is 50,000 families with 50.
Welcome back. Now, women leaders in the country have hailed the nomination of Lady Justice Martha Koome to the office of Chief Justice, arguing that it is opportune moment for a woman to head the judiciary. Owing to her 33 years of experience in the legal profession, the women leaders expressed confidence that she is best placed to drive the judiciary to the next level. Mwangi Maina has more.
Led by the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service and Gender, Professor Margaret Kobia, women leaders, among them Cabinet Secretaries and Members of Parliament, could not hide their joy following the nomination of Martha Koome to the office of Chief Justice. The women leaders said Koome's ascension to the helm of judiciary is a testament of President Uhuru Kenyatta's promise of uplifting women by entrusting them with leadership roles. President Uhuru Kenyatta has already forwarded Koome's nomination to Parliament for vetting.
You will be one of the most admired Chief Justices in the world. The people of Kenya are behind you, and you can count on their support, and especially those of your colleagues, senior women in executives.
She spent so much time in FIDA, right? She focused on children, on gender, right? Every piece of work right? That anything that she wrote down became jurisprudence.
Koome has been named as a trailblazer for shattering the glass ceiling and offering a big motivation for women and young girls to pursue their dreams.
And I'm certain that in her office, Martha Koome will not be the last. She may be the first, but she will not be the last. And there are many girls who are watching.
The nomination of Koome has ignited the gender equality and equity issue, with women leaders advocating for more leadership roles to promote the role of women in nation building.
I hereby want to thank and dearly thank the CS for Gender, Professor Margaret Koome, for able leadership and for bringing all women leaders together to celebrate this great milestone together.
And there is a saying that says that women are different flowers, beautiful different flowers, but from the same garden. We are all from different corners, but we belong to the same garden. And in that garden, there is somebody who waters the flower, there is somebody who takes care of the flower by manuring, pruning, and making sure that we pluck the best. Ladies and gentlemen, I must declare that we have plucked the best of the beautiful flower from the gardens of the flowers that are made up of women.
Koome's nomination has been hailed as a proud moment for Kenya. Women leaders have argued Koome will occupy the Chief Justice office not by the virtue of being a woman, but a qualified and competent office holder.
We support her nomination. We celebrate her. We will work with her. As women leaders, we want to just give each other the comfort that we are there for each other. And we are not in these positions because we are women. We are in these positions because we are competent Kenyans, equal to the task. We just happen to be women.
Koome is expected to assume office once vetted and approved by the National Assembly's Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Mwangi Maina, TV47, Nairobi.
Elsewhere, President Uhuru Kenyatta has appointed Mary Chao Mwandime as the new chairperson of the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority Board, KEMSA, replacing Kembi Gitura. According to a Gazette notice, the new changes will take effect tomorrow for a period of 3 years, with all the previous board members' positions getting revoked with immediate effect. Our health reporter Zainab Mohammed has more.
Following a series of procurement scandals, President Uhuru Kenyatta has appointed a new chairperson to the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority Board. In a Gazette notice dated April 28th, Mary Chao Mwandime has been appointed as the new chairperson of the board for a period of 3 years, beginning April 30th. Mwandime replacing Kembi Gitura, who was transferred to chair the Communications Authority Board. Members of Parliament had earlier this year criticized the President's decision to move Gitura to the Communications Authority Board amid an ongoing investigation into the 7.8 billion COVID-19 procurement scam. The lawmakers had recommended that Gitura should not hold any senior public office until he's cleared. In the same notice, Health CS Mutahi Kagwe has also appointed new board members, including Lawrence Wahome, Robert Nyarango, Terry Kiunge Ramadan, and Linton Nyaga Kinyua. The new changes automatically kicking out the current sitting board amid a multi-million saga facing KEMSA over irregularities in the awarding of tenders. Health CS Mutahi Kagwe strongly defending the new appointments, saying the changes are part of the government's plan to ensure the Medical and Supplies Authority runs smoothly and efficiently.
My responsibility is to ensure that we ensure that KEMSA as an institution becomes an institution that can very effectively carry out its mandate, because it is one of the two institutions that are very critical in terms of universal health coverage. That is the National Health Insurance Fund and then KEMSA. Those two institutions are critical for our supplies and insurance of our people. And it is our intention, therefore, and my intention as Cabinet Secretary, to ensure that those institutions are run very effectively and very efficiently. Not because of the demands of others, but because this is what Kenyans deserve.
A Senate report had last month accused the disbanded board of failing to oversee the operations of the management in the procurement of COVID-19 items. In the report, suspended CEO John Manjari was blamed for having single-handedly run the operations at the authority. Senate wanted the Office of the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to investigate supplying companies to determine if there was collusion among the CEO, the Board of Management, and the directors in violating the Public Procurement Acts. Zainab Mohammed, TV47.
Elsewhere, a man has been charged with over 100 cases of rape and robbery with violence in Ruaka, Kabete and Kiambu areas. A court ordered a mental assessment of the suspect, as Mudhoni Maina now reports.
The Kiambu court has set in motion a rape suspect and an authoritarian burglar by the name of John Muturi in Kiambaa sub-county, as he has been remanded for 5 days as investigations and medical assessment tests kickstart at Mathare Mental Hospital to see if he is mentally fit to stand trial after he pleaded guilty of the 5 counts of rape charges and 1 defilement case against him. This decision was made by Kiambu Court Magistrate Patricia Gishohi, while the suspect is under the custody of Kabete Police Station. According to the sub-county DCIO Augustine Mutembe, the police have been hunting down the suspect since last year on the suspicion that he allegedly killed his girlfriend as he was operating on an alias identity, which is Francis Limongoge. This set confusion of name identification trickled down to a conclusion of a biometric fingerprint test, which will be done to clarify the suspect's real identity.
The name that he gave us was Francis Limo Ngogi. And that is the name that was appearing in our charge sheet this morning as we booked him for plea online. But thereafter, when the family of the person who was murdered by the same suspect appeared before us, they happened to know the suspect better and they knew his actual names. So they are the ones who gave us the name John Muturi Keneya. But with the 2 names, as in this CIO, I cannot ascertain which name is which. So I have directed my detectives to take fingerprints from the suspect for purposes of elimination.
Muturi was arrested in Mai Mahiu area after thorough investigations were done and was later on escorted to Karori police station, where an identification parade was carried out and 5 victims of the rape charges and 1 defilement case against him identified him as the culprit. An additional 5 counts of robberies have also been added to Muturi's case. The case will be mentioned on 6th May 2021. Elsewhere, police in Nyandarua West have arrested a 33-year-old man linked to a series of murders targeting women and children in the area. Investigators said Simon Gige has been on the run since last year and has confessed to participating in 2 murder incidents. According to Nyandarua West Sub-County Police Commander Wanyama Nyongesa, after he was apprehended in Naivasha town, the suspect admitted to have killed Miss Muthoni Ndongo and her 5-year-old daughter Lynette Njeri.
25 mwezi wa 4 2020 ikatokea mauaji ingine ya mama anaitwa Eunice Muthoni Ndungu na Lynette Njeri Muthoni. So through intelligence collection, iko mjuru kwa jina anaitwa Simon Ngiki Ndegwa ambaye ako na miaka 32. Alipatikana juzi Monday akiwa alishikwa area ya Naivasha. Wakati hiyo mauaji ilitokea, yeye alipotea kabisa kuonekana hiyo location.
The police boss added that the suspect father confessed to have killed 23-year-old Alice Wanjiro on March 25th last year in a similar manner at Gatumbiro village in Oljororok constituency. Police are investigating possibilities of the suspect having been involved in the other murders since they were executed using the same style. The suspect will face murder charges. Mudhoni Maina, TV47.
Thank you, Mudhoni Maina, for that report. You are watching TV47 News Tonight. Keep talking to us. Time for us to take another short break, but still ahead. Also coming up, government plans to close Kakuma and Dadaab refugee camps by June 30th.
You are watching as the country gears up for possible BBI referendum and 2022 general elections.
As the salvos enter too familiar territory,
William Ruto will serve his 5-year term as the deputy president.
Pundits Night is here to give you powerful, thought-provoking political commentaries.
The mountain can produce a country.
Give Moses Kuria a chance to respond. Let me ask you this. Are you not taking advantage of first my situation?
You talk about the people with the ultimate power.
Kikuyus will vote for somebody from outside their community to be the next president of this country.
We talk to the newsmakers, the opinion shapers, and the pundits.
Fair enough. I believe
that part so that I don't lose.
As we dissect everything you need to know to make an informed decision.
Oh, hi. It's not what you're thinking. It's a cup of coffee. Coffee, movie. Together, coffee with movie. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. on TV47, where we bring you interesting, enticing people. Well, we've concentrated on musicians.
Yeah.
Producers.
So now I manage because telemanagement and events management I think was my passion.
Right about now, we want to go beyond to the counties and to other countries. Out here, let the sun stand still like Joshua time for 3 hours, but this time for only 1 hour. We bring you coffee with movie, interesting, enticing guests. Out here, tunaweza anza tuna Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, twende Uganda, Magufuli Land, TZ, you never know. It is coffee with movie. Jua unaweza enda sasa.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongee zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio vile nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444# utunukiwe Credo double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Welcome to Nairobi Christian Center Bahati. We are an Assemblies of God Church under Reverend Fred Gitahi as a senior pastor. We are located at Bahati, Makadara area in Nairobi. We run a virtual church service with online services every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. as well as the children's services from 10 a.m., teens and youth services every Saturday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. respectively. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nairobi Christian Center Bahati and on YouTube Nairobi Christian Center. Be blessed.
Candace, what's that?
I brought you a small bonus.
Bonus for what?
You got
welcome back. Now, Kenya has announced its advanced plans to repatriate more than 400,000 refugees in Dadaab and Kakuma refugee camps. Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i says the plan is still on. Dadaab and Kakuma refugee camps will be closed by 30th of June next year. Musa Salah has that report. The Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government has announced its elaborate plan to shut down the Dadaab and Kakuma refugee camps by 30th June this year. Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i says the government has already communicated to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees UNHCR of its decision, which is expected to affect close to 500,000 refugees living in the two camps.
However, the High Court on Monday this week temporarily blocked the Kenyan government from repatriating refugees and asylum seekers living in Kakuma and Dadaab camps, with Justice Anthony Mrima ruling that the two orders against the closure of the two camps and repatriation of the refugees will remain in force until July 7th, when the cases will be mentioned.
When I was learning.
On the 24th of March this year, CS Matiang'i issued the refugee agency with a 14-day ultimatum to develop a comprehensive exit strategy for the refugees, adding that there would be no room for negotiations. What followed was a series of objections from the humanitarian world, with the local leaders and the UN Refugee Agency appealing to the Kenyan government to extend the grace period for refugees in the two camps, claiming that the closure of the camps amid the COVID-19 pandemic would be a double blow to the refugees. In April 2015, the government had set in motion plans to close Dadaab, pointing out how the camp had degenerated from a center for solace into an allegedly breeding ground for terrorists who had orchestrated the terror attack on Garissa University. Following the attack, 148 people lost their lives while 79 others sustained injuries. In 2017, the High Court, however, threw a spanner into the works, offering the refugees a lifeline. Dadaab hosts 224,462 refugees, while Kakuma is home to 206,458 refugees. Out of the more than 430,000 refugees in both camps, 274,299 are Somalis, 127,412 are South Sudanese, 46,024 from the Democratic Republic of Congo, while the remaining 29,718 refugees are from Ethiopia. According to the Kenyan government, the refugees will be repatriated to their countries of origin and oversee the socio-economic integration of some of them in the country through work and residence permits. Musa Salah, TV47.
Elsewhere, Interior PS Karanja Kibicho has affirmed that the National Celebrations Committee is satisfied with the ongoing preparations for Madaraka Day to be marked in Kisumu. Speaking at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium, which is still under construction, Kibicho said that the works will be completed soon, adding that the supporting infrastructure, including roads and street lights, will be in place in 2 weeks' time. The PS was flagged by a host of government officials who sit in the National Celebrations Committee. This year's Madaraka Day celebrations will involve both physical and virtual meetings, with only a limited number of guests allowed into the grounds as per COVID-19 containment measures.
Kenya Power and Lighting, they have assured us every street lighting that required to be in place will be in place, and I think we have no reason to doubt, because this is not the first time we are doing this, and we do not just support the inside of the stadium, we support even the surrounding infrastructure.
Residents of Gitimbe village in Meru County woke up to a murder incident where the body of a middle-aged woman was found in a pool of blood with a cooking stick inserted through her mouth. Witnesses say they immediately brought the incident to the attention of the police, who arrived at the crime scene and took the body away. The deceased is said to be a Tanzanian disabled lady who has been living in Kenya with her lover. The lover is still missing as police launched investigations into the murder.
Mwenye proti hapa, huyo mama ameuliwa, alitumana kwangu na nikaitwa. Kufika hapa kweli nikapata huyo mama ameuliwa na ameingizwa mwiko kwa mdomo, ikaingia ndani kabisa. Kutoka hapo ndio nilipigia area chief wangu. Area chief akapigia polisi.
Mwenye kuuawa ni Mtanzania, wale viwete. Mwenye kumua sijui ni Kikuyu, sijui ni Meru, nasikia ametoroka asubuhi na mapema, alitoroka mwendo wa 6. Wanaishi na yeye kama bwana.
Market in Kieni constituency after a 60-year-old man was caught loading sacks of oranges that he allegedly stole. The man is accused of stealing 4 sacks of oranges from one of the traders from Chaka Market. Angry mob roughed him up, but the 60-year-old man appeared unbothered. However, some sympathetic women pleaded with the angry mob to let go of the man.
Kama sio wala mama amekuona si ama chungu ungeenda naye. Mimi nilikuwa nataka kupewa. Nikaambia ujamaa hapa achukue machungwa kutoka kule pale kwa kibanda ayalete hapa, nataka kupokea kwa gari niende kwenye hiyo soko nyingine nilikuwa nataka kwenda. Nikaenda nyumbani, kuna vitu nilikuwa naenda kuchukua. Nikapigiwa simu naambiwa machungwa yangu yanapakiwa kwa gari. Machungwa. Na nikaambiwa nije nione yule mtu ambaye anapakia machungwa kwa gari. Nikaja mbio, kufika pale naambiwa mzee mwenyewe ndio huyu ndiye anaiba machungwa yangu. Kumuuliza anasema kuna mama alikuwa amemtuma aje apakie machungwa kwa gari. Sasa mimi kufika hapa ndio mwenyewe mzee ni mwenyewe ndio huyu. Nikaja nikamkamata ndio huyu hapa.
Lily Ngok has been sworn in as Kericho Deputy Governor to replace Susan Kikwai, who succumbed to COVID-19 complications. Ngok lauded Governor Chepkwony for demonstrating confidence in her, promising to work diligently as principal assistant of the governor to deliver his mandate. While taking the oath of office, the deputy governor promised to also fight for the rights of women and work for them.
Kimeta alimba akasema kwamba kalamu ni kali sana na kalamu inaweza kufanya mambo mengi.
Serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Deputy Governor of Kericho County, that I shall diligently discharge my duties and perform my functions in the said office county as the Deputy Governor. It is with great humility that I accept this call to help His Excellency the Governor as the principal assistant to deliver his government's mandate.
I assure you a 24-hour open line of communication with my office. You fit this position well, and from this minute you are expected to perform all duties of the Deputy Governor as spelled out in the County Government Act and the Constitution of Kenya. Accordingly, I appoint you as the leader and coordinator of government business in the county government of Kericho.
Moving on, truck drivers plying along the northern corridors at the Malaba border are appealing to the government to give them first priority in the COVID-19 vaccination exercise, saying their role in the regional economy has been ignored. Speaking at the traffic snarl-up that has stretched 35 kilometers from the one-stop border post of Malaba to Mayanja in Bungoma County, the drivers say the vaccination will assist them to be cleared on time at the border.
Serikali imetupuuza sisi kama madereva, kama sisi ni wafanyakazi wa serikali. Sisi ndio tunafanya hii nchi inakuwa. Lakini sasa serikali imekataa. Kama hapa Malaba, nimetoka Mombasa, sijalala. Nimekuja kwa jamu, nimekesha siku 4. Ninaenda Kampala, ninarudi, na kesha kwa jamu ya kutoka Uganda kuja Kenya, na kesha siku 4 ama 5. Madereva wangepewa first priority, wachanjwe, mtu apewe certificate, mtu akitoka Mombasa anaenda moja kwa moja. Saa zingine kama una COVID wanakutosha 200, 300. Lakini kwa boda penyewe kuna afisa wa Uganda wale wanakutosha kama 20,000 ya Uganda.
Na kupimwa tunakuja kupimiwa hapa Malaba. Weka gari kando uende pale Malaba town upimwa ukuje. Hiyo ni muda wa siku 3. Siku ya kwanza na ya pili ya 3 ya kupata result zako.
A section of Kisii County tea farmers are protesting the upcoming factory directors elections. The farmers who represent Tendere, Nyamache and Kiamokama factories claim that the elections that will be held tomorrow contravene the COVID-19 prevention protocols. They say that there is a pending court case barring the election. The factory representatives feel that the election exercise is rushed and that they haven't been educated on how it will be conducted.
Tulikuwa na utaratibu wetu wa kuana. Sasa sijui ni kitu gani kimetendeka, tumelazimishwa tufanye uchaguzi kwa nguvu.
Inaonekana serikali haijui grassroots ni wapi. Inapanda bila kuanzia the ladder from the ground. Ingetupatia elimu ya kusema ya kwamba tujawe wanakamati wa banda. Tukimaliza kujawa wanakamati, tujawe madirectors. Kutoka hapa madirectors waende kuchagua board members. Ile ilikuwa
introduce civic education to our growers so that they can know exactly nini kinaendelea kwa factory. Angalia hii maneno ya transport, tunaenda kuendelea individual ama person asimamie kuleta chai yetu.
It's time for us to get to the world of sports. Let's bring in Dennis Otieno. Dennis, good evening. I predicted a City win last night. So did City trounce?
I knew you couldn't let that go. Of course, Abubakar, a lot of credit goes to you for predicting a Manchester City victory. But to the haters of the City side, we were very disappointed by that.